All right, shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving no praises to Yahawah, by Hashem, yahawashi, by Hashem, recall qadash. Double honors be upon the elders and apostles of GMS, and peace and blessings be upon the elect yasharahla and the brothers risking their lives to push this truth and sincerity. Now, this scripture really hit hard, due to the trial that the Lord's putting me through, and it's nothing really personal. But the scriptures tell you that blessed is he whose conscience has not condemned him. And Satan's biggest weapon is your mind. That's Satan's playground. If you allow Satan to overthrow your mind or overtake your thought patterns, you can very well lose the battle. But this video is going to be entitled Lord's Will. Your spirit should tell you when you're going off. Your spirit should tell you when you're going off. The reason why I say that is because the rawchaa the rawchaa is very, very powerful when it's charged, and you have to keep it charged. Through the spirit and through the power of Yahawah, by Hashem, recall qadash. And like I said, whenever I make videos, I apply it to myself, of course, and that's something I advise brothers to do, is start watching their own videos every once in a while. There's a lot of content going out consistent as truth, because brothers been on the road, just pushing out videos, doing what they need to do, consistent in spirit. And I don't want rawchaa keep up with that too, and I never give up. I don't plan on it, but and like the elder Ariala said from the Dallas camp, he said, your initial plan is plan A. Plan A is to get the kingdom of heaven. He said if plan A don't work, you go to plan B. And what's plan B? Plan B is to make plan A work. And every other plan, plan C, plan D, plan E, all those plans are to make plan A work. But needless to say, I'm gonna get right into the scripture. This is Romans chapter 8, verse 26. It says, likewise the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities. Right. Now, of course, we got to go into the etymology, not the etymology, but the definition of words. All right. Helpeth our infirmities. See, the Spirit helpeth our want of strength, our weaknesses of the body, its native weaknesses and frailty, feebleness of health or sickness. All right. And a lot of our people are sick spiritually, and mentally, man. A lot of our people are fucked up in the mind because Esau, and that's exactly why I'm making this video. It's mainly to go because in order for you to understand, in order for your spirit to let you know when you're feeding the flesh too much or you're going off, you have to have a balance within your life. You have to spiritually be strong. Your spirit you have to be spiritual, These things come from being a spiritual man, from the Lord actually dealing within you, But it says the Spirit helpeth our infirmities, right? And our infirmities is the weakness. And what's that main weakness? The flesh, man. Your spirit should tell you, hey, and I mentioned this in the other video. And the main reason why I'm mentioning it is because it's so relevant. The relevancy of it. These things are relevant because we're in a time frame and I remember the Zakonya or the elder Kasap saying this in one of his videos. He said Satan is gonna come after your lust full-fledged, man. And ever since he said that, literally, ever since he said that, I could see that happening in my life, man. I can see that happening, and just I'm fairly young, So of course I like being. Of course I like getting me some box every once in a while. But Satan tries to make that my main focus, and that's when your spirit should be telling you, hey, this probably isn't a good idea, or maybe you should be studying, maybe you should be reading, maybe you need to be doing the work, maybe you need to be putting out edification for the Akim under you and the Akim over you. Because this truth is continuous. You can't get off at a stop and just think that the bus is gonna stay there, man. The truth keep going and going and going. The truth is as living water, man. You can't be stagnant in this truth. The Lord hates a stagnant man, a sluggard. The word for sluggard is itazal. And the Lord, that's that's one of the Lord's pet peeves. He hates that, man. That's why he likes consistency, and consistency literally is the key to this truth, man. And if you're not being consistent, your spirit should tell you, hey, you're not being consistent, man. But like the scriptures say, it says likewise the spirit also helpeth our infirmities, our weaknesses, for we know not what we should pray for as we ought, right? So it's not really, our flesh is not going to tell us what the fuck to pray for, because our flesh is going to tell us to pray for carnality, man. Our flesh is subject, and you know what? I'm going to just read that too. It should be up here. It's 20. I think it's 20. Romans chapter 8, verse 20. Because this goes back on the point too. It says, for the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who subjected the same in hope. Right? So this flesh is going to keep going after carnality, man. This flesh is never going to teach you how to be spiritual. The only thing this flesh can teach you is how to restrain yourself from it. That's what your spirit's going to tell you. But your flesh is going to keep wanting to be fed and fed and fed and fed. And it's never enough for the flesh, man. This flesh is greedy, man. This flesh is corrupted. This flesh is completely corrupted, man. That's more the matter of why we should remain spiritual. And I say this to myself, Akim. I say this to myself because and the scripture that always runs through my head is Ecclesiastes 7 verse 20. I always mention that scripture because of the relevancy of it. Yes, we are sinners, man. Yes, we are. And yes, we're going to continuously sin because we're in the flesh, man. That's just what it is. But your flesh your spirit should tell you when your flesh is going too far, man. Because yes, you can indulge in access, or not indulge. You can dibble and dabble in the excess or in the flesh sometimes, But the more of the matter is that you need to feed your spirit more, And I'm talking to the Akim that know when you're doing too much in the flesh, your spirit is just like, nah, man. I need to get back on track. I need to study. I need to do something for the Lord, man. I need to get back. I need to get back with the Lord. I'm doing too much with this fucking flesh, man. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Your spirit should be telling you. Your spirit should be telling you, that you're doing too much. Basically, you're doing too much in the flesh, man. But there's Romans chapter 8 verse 26. It says, likewise the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities, for we know not what we should pray. For we know not what we should pray for as we ought, but the Spirit itself maketh intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered. Now, of course, we got to look this up. And if I'm not mistaken, the word intercession, it means to intercede for one, right? So basically, your spirit speak for you, right? So that's Salakia, because we gotta look up that word groanings, which sighs. See, groanings, a sigh. Let's see if there's any more in that. Yeah, it says a groaning. Okay. Salakia. Yeah, so basically your spirit speaks for you by groaning, and that groaning is basically telling you, hey, like you need to get back to what the fuck you need to be doing, man. You need to remain spiritual. And that's a good sign, man. That's a very, very tawab sign, man. You know, for you to have that spiritual alarm, you know, to tell you, hey, like you're going too down on the meter of spirituality. You need to put some more oil in the tank, man. You need to put some more gas in the tank. You need to lighten your fire, you know. And that's the groaning, you know, that through the spirit that I've been having, you know, to do more in this work, man. To do more. To fear more, to have faith more, you know. And those things by putting out the work, those things come by putting out this word, man. Those things come by admonishing Akim. Those things come by, you know, really, really indulging in this truth, man. Lusting after this truth, you know, pursuing this truth. That's what helps you to get that spiritual groaning if you're going too far off, man. You know, but that's the main point that I wanted to get across. You know, I didn't want to keep Akim too long, you know. But the main point is that you got to make sure your spirit, you have that spiritual groan, or that spiritual call for you to do more work, for you to be more spiritual, man. Because if not, you're going to keep falling by the wayside and keeping after the flesh, man. And you know, it really comes, and this is something I noticed too, it really comes by you messing up the order. If you mess up the order and you put anything before Yahawah Shem Yahawashi, your flesh, you're going to keep feeling that spiritual groaning. Because your spirit, that's something, your spirit is pure, man. But your flesh is tainted. Your flesh is corrupted. So when you pursue the flesh first, then the spirit got a problem with that. So, you know, we got to keep putting our master first, which is Yahawah Shem Yahawashi by Hashem qadash, you know, keep up with his word, and then we can indulge in the flesh, you know, or not even indulge in the flesh, dibble and dabble. And even during this time, it's very sketchy. Reason why is because a lot of things is happening, man. Prophecy popping like popcorn, man. You know, but with that, I want to give all praises. Call halalim la Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi by Hashem qadash Shenya Kabad Gawala Rakab Zequanium Noah and Barak Salakia Shalom wa Barakim Shal Yasharahla Shabakar Labakarium Shal Yasharahla. Khan, that's peace and blessings be upon the elect of Israel. You know, double honors be upon the elders, GMS, and peace, and call all praises be upon Yahawah Shem Yahawashi by Hashem qadash. You know, so keep being watchful. You know, keep that spiritual groaning in. You know, calling on being spiritual. You know, keep indulging in the spirit and in this truth and lust after this truth. You know, and you know, call Yahawah Shem Yahawashi by Hashem qadash. Shalom.